assign a number, we then have a function defined on the sample space. This function is called a random variable. It is also known as the stochastic variable and more precisely a random function. Uh, we can say it as stochastic function. So whenever you hear the random function or stochastic function, it means that it is talking about the random variable. It's usually denoted by the capital letter such as X or Y, but in general, we use the notation of X. Random variable is to associate each outcome in the sample space with a real number. I'm going to explain this with the help of an example. An example is tossing of two fair coins. When we toss two fair coins, students, you know that we have four sample points, and these sample points are head, 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 tail, tail, head, and tail, tail. Let's define a random variable. So first we write the name of the random variable. It should be in capital letter as I told you, and I'm using here x. So we define a function, we convert outcomes into real number. Let x is a random variable and x is basically number of heads. Now I'm showing you that how I am converting this function into real number. So x is basically number of head. Number of head, look into the sample space. Number of head here, here two number of heads are present. Here one, here is one, and here is zero number of heads. So we can say that our variable x can take value 0, 1, 2. So very simply we assign real number to our outcomes in the sample space. Now random variable is a function that link outcomes of random process to a number, and the number is random. Now here I'm going to tell you about the random process. Basically random process is a random experiment. For example, rolling die, tossing a coin. We can roll a die 10 times. We can toss a coin 100 times. So these are the random experiment. Now random experiment, we map the outcomes of that experiment into real number, mean 1, 2, 0, etc. We can define the random variable as in the form of indicator function. Indicator function is basically we assign two values, one in the presence of property and other is 0 in the absence of that property. For example, here I define x as the indicator function. If fair coin show head, then we write 1. If not, then we write y. Another way of defining the random variable is just when we roll 7 dice and I'm interested that the sum of 7 upward faces after rolling. This is another form of that we can represent a random variable. We can say that if we are interested the sum is less than or equal to 30, then it is another form of random variable. We can represent it and we can write it as sum of the 7 upward faces after roll is less than or equal to 30. We can also write it as the probability of y. Here y is showing the sum of 7 upward faces after roll is less than or equal to 30. Random variable can take many values with different probabilities. So another example is here I define another indicator function it is also a random variable. If rain tomorrow, if it is not, then if rain tomorrow, then we write the value 1. If not, then we write the value 0. X is a function, and x is a function, and v, these are the outcomes of an experiment, and we will link these outcomes to a real number. Another example of random variable is that the number facing up a fair die. Here I show this variable on a graph. These are the two lines. One is horizontal and another is vertical. On the horizontal, we place outcomes because outcomes are independent, and the probability of each outcome is dependent variable. So it is on the it is dependent, so it is on the y-axis. So here, because the die is fair die, so for that reason the probability is 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6 for all 6 sizes, and we get a uniform distribution here. Another case, when this is another variable, and showing in the form of indicator function, if had that 1, and if not then 0, then I show it on a graph 1 and 0 with the probability, because die coin is fair, so 1 by 2 is the outcome, so it is also a uniform distribution. The third example is about the unfair die. Here I have unfair die, and the second side of the die is not possible, and thus about 6. 6 can occur 2 times. So 1, 3, 4, 5 having the probability of 1 by 6, but the probability of occurrence of 6 is 2 by 6, and 2 is not possible. So we can, from this sample space, we can generate two random variables. The one is x is equal to 6 with probability 2 by 6, and the other is another random variable which showing the greater than or equal to 5. So this is equal to probability at x is 5 plus probability of x is 6. Write down the both probability and summing up, we get the 3 by 6 answer. So we can say that experiments whose outcomes are number are random variables. Experiments whose outcomes are number. Example, select items at random from a batch of size n until the first defective item is found. Record the number of non-defective items. The sample space is starting from 0. May be possible no defective item, with 1 defective, with 2 defective, it may be possible n defective items. The result from the experiment become a variable, that is a quantity taking different values on different occasions, because the experiment involves selection at random. We call it a random variable. We use abbreviation RV, small rv, and we denote the random variable with a capital letter, often x. Now what about the range of x? The set of possible values that a random variable x can take is called the range of x. And here is when we have an experiment, then we have a random variable. When we have a sample space, that is basically the range of the variable. When we have a outcome of an experiment, it means that it is a possible value for random variable. Then we have an event. It is a subset of range of the x, and if we event a, then if x belongs to subset of range of a, it may be x is equal to 3 or x is equal to, this is like, this example I discussed with you, discussed with you like this, that we have this example and we define the random variable x is equal to 6 and x is greater than or equal to 5, like this. And it can take x is equal to 3, probability that the 2 is less than x is less than 4. We can define the random variable as over a range. So you should keep in mind that the set of possible values that a random variable x can take is called the range of x. The possible values is known as the range of x. As I told you, the example of two fair coins are tossed, then the range of x is 0, 1 and 2. Similarly, if I am talking about the types of random variable, then random variable is basically of two types. The one is discrete and other one is continuous. Because random variables are function and it is which link outcomes to real number, and real number is of two types, one discrete and continuous. So on the basis of real number, that when real numbers are discrete, then the random variable is named as a discrete random variable. If the random is the real number are continuous, then the random variable is said to be continuous random variable. So random variable, discrete random variable is basically a countable random variable. It is also a finite random variable. And continuous on the other hand is infinite and uncountable number of outcomes we have. Example of discrete random variable is tossing a coin, and on the other hand we have height of person. Height of person may be 1.54, 1.85, 1.76, etc. Now discrete random variable whose outcomes are separated by gaps. So it is known as a discrete random variable. Whose outcomes are separated by, so variable whose outcomes are separated by gaps. For example, rolling a six-sided dice, one, and get paid for the number on the faces. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another example, flipping a coin. So we can get head, and if we use indicator function, then for tail we use no head we use 0, and for head we use 1. Now discrete random variable defined by the probability mass function. And the probability mass function means that probability of x is equal to a. As I told you, probability of x is equal to 3. Probability of x is equal to 6. Similarly, the second one is that the probability of a lies between the range 0 and 1. It always greater than 0 but less than 1. The probability of all outcomes sum to 1. When we sum of the total probabilities, we get the sum is equal to 1. So the one very important thing about discrete and continuous random variable, in case of continuous random variable, when we round off continuous data, it into discrete. It becomes discrete. So because we put some restriction on it, so for that reason, it it will become from infinite to finite. Another example of discrete is flipping a coin. Continuous is exact. The second example, that is a rain tomorrow or not. If we use indicator function, if rain tomorrow, then 1, and if not rain, then 0. On the other hand, when telling about we are find out the exact amount of rain in inches, exact amount of rain in inches, then you might have 1 inches of rain or 1.1 inches of rain. You might have 1.111111 inches of rain. So we have infinite number of values between 0 and 1. So both type of random variable have probability distribution. Before going to discuss the probability distribution, I would like to tell you about the expectation, because it is very important idea and we should know about it. Expectation is basically when we have discrete random variable or continuous random variable. Let's talk about the discrete random variable first. X is a discrete random variable, x1, x2, x3 up to so on xn, with probability of x1 for variable x1, x2 probability of x2 for variable x2, up to so on probability of xn for variable xn. Then expected value of x is denoted by e of x. This is e of x. And by definition, we can write it as the sum of product of variable with their respective probability. This is the basically definition of expectation. And expected value of x is known as mean of variable. Now let's discuss it. Example, we have when we roll a die, we have x variable. This is random variable 1 2 3 4 5 6. The probability is associated with this variable is 1 by 6 for 1, 1 by 6 for 2, because the dice is fair die. So we can find out the expected value by using the formula. We open the sum. Here is variable with their probability, then notation of sum. Second variable with their probability, notation of sum. Third with their probability, up to so on. The last one, 6, with their probability. We sum it and we get the answer 7 by 2. Now expected value can be find out for discrete random variable as well as for continuous random variable. For discrete random variable, we use the notation of sum, and we sum the values from for given range. For continuous random variable, we have we using the sign of integration. We integrate the function variable with their function over the range of x. Now the second one idea is variance. How we can find out the variance from by using the concept of expectation. By definition, expected value of x from their mean and taking the square of it, we get the variance. So we open the square x minus x bar whole square by using this formula a square plus b square minus 2ab, and we open it in the form. By applying expectation, we get expected value of x square plus expected value of x bar square. Because x bar square is a constant, x bar is a constant, x bar square is a constant, so expected value of any constant results in a constant, and we apply expected value of here. So expectation always applied on a variable. So expected value of x is equal to x bar. We put the directly the value, so we get the x bar square. Now from 2 we minus the x bar square, we get the, because the large value have negative sign, so we get the result as expected value of x square minus x bar square. Because x bar is equal to expected value of x, so we put the value here and we get the result here. Variance is basically equal to expected value of x square minus expected value of x whole square. So this is the formula for the variance. You can find out the variance easily. Another example, find the mean and variance of the following data. We have a variable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the values, and probabilities of x is 0, 0.2, 0.35, 25, 15 and 0.05. We can find out the mean of the variable by using the formula. Here is variable value with probability then sum, variable with probability then sum, similarly up to so on how many values we have with their probabilities, and when we summing up, then we get the answer 2.5. Now we can find out the variance. Expected value of x square minus expected value of x whole square. Here expected value of x is equal to 2.5, so we put directly here. Now we are going to find out the expected value of x square. As there is x square, so we took the square of each variable and then multiply with their probability. Square of each variable with their probability. Square of each variable with their probability. Each variable mean variable value. Here is one value, 1 square plus 2 square into probability plus 3 square into probability plus 4 square into probability plus 5 square into probability, and we get the answer 7.5 here. Then we put the results in the formula and we get the answer 1.25. The third idea is of covariance. The covariance of two random variable x and y is, covariance always we can find in case of more than one random variable. So when we have two random variable, we can find out the covariance. So the definition of covariance is expected value of product of x minus expected value of x into y minus expected value of y. We can simplify this into this form. Expected value of xy minus expected value of x into expected value of y. We basically multiply both these and then applying the expectation, then we get the final result. The very useful fact is when independent random variable we have, then we have zero covariance. Always remember it. If we have independent variable, then covariance always should be zero. If x and y are independent, then their expected value x and y should be expected is equal to should equal to expected value of x into expected value of y. Now my dear students, I am going to ask some question from you. This is the end of my lecture. In question are 4 coins are tossed simultaneously. make a list of 4 random variable, and the second one, write down the 10 discrete random variable and 10 continuous random variable and show it as function of sample space. If you have any question, you can ask in the study group. Okay.